So you're thinking about buying a home, or maybe you're already under contract for one, and you're just wondering what a property inspection is, who's gonna order it, what it involves, how the whole process goes. I'm gonna give you a quick answer to all of that and more. So not to be confused with an appraisal, which is the determination of the property's fair market value, a property inspection is for you as the buyer to know what issues are wrong with the home. Because if there are issues wrong with the home, those issues cost money. And whether it's a time convenience factor or a money factor or both, you wanna know what's wrong with it, and you want to be able to ask the seller to fix it. So as the buyer, your real estate agent, which hopefully you're using one, will have a really good recommendation, or should have a really good recommendation for an inspector. And I say a really good recommendation because you don't want to cheap out when it comes to inspectors. Like most things, you can find cheaper ones, but that's not something you want to cheap out on. If there's a multiple $1,000 problem, you don't want to save $100 and not find it. So quick tip, do not cheap out when it comes to the inspector. So your real estate agent books this inspection with your inspector, and they go out, and what they're going to assess and look at is going to be the home's heating and cooling systems, the roof, the electrical, the plumbing, which includes your sewage, and then any other safety or maintenance issues that they find. And most likely you'll see that they are going to do what's called a 4-point inspection. Now this inspection will include a 4-point inspection, which you need for insurance purposes, and the 4 points of the house are going to be your roof, your electrical, your plumbing, and then your HVAC. So like I said, they will inspect more things than just those, all sorts of different safety or maintenance issues, honey to-do list items. But the reason those 4 points are very important is because most insurance companies are going to require you to have a clean 4-point in order to get insurance, or at least to be able to get the most reasonably priced insurance. And so that 4-point report is what the inspector will fill out, and then you'll use when you go to get insurance on the property. So after the inspector goes out to the property and does the full inspection, which for an average single family home might take about 2 to 3 hours, sometimes they allow you to do a walkthrough of the property, which is fairly common, at least here in Florida, where basically you'll walk around with the inspector and they'll say, hey, just so you know, here are the main issues that I saw come up. These are sort of the main concerns, and you'll see these on the inspection report, but I wanted to just explain these to you. And they might point out, okay, the air handler is 18 years old and is pretty much at the end of its life. It's working, but not cooling very well. Or they might say, this stain on the ceiling here, it is a stain, but there's no active moisture here. And it looks like the roof was replaced last year, so I'm assuming that this was from the roof leak. It just kind of explains the things that you're gonna see in the report, so this often can be pretty helpful. So definitely ask your real estate agent if you're able to do a walkthrough with the inspector. Now, after the inspection is done, you'll have the inspection report, which basically is going to list out all of the issues wrong with the home. And even if some things that were checked that don't have issues, it'll have pictures for all of them too. And then that is what you'll use, or your realtor will use rather, when you go to make repair requests, which basically is to the seller, hey, the HVAC, for example, is in severe need of a cleaning. All the coils are moldy and gross. We need a cleaning. And so that will be put in an addendum, which again, don't worry too much about this. Your real estate agent will handle that. But this report is basically a nice organized way with pictures that you can present to the seller as far as to these issues. And it's also a nice guide too when it comes to repairs. If the seller brings a plumber out or an electrician out, that they can see pictures of exactly what the inspector found and exactly what needs to be repaired. And like I said before, there might be some things that are more of a honey to-do list. So the inspection again is a nice way to know exactly everything that you're getting yourself into and what little maintenance items you might have down the road. And then the last part of the inspection that you'll most likely have done is your wind mitigation report, which simply checks your home's wind resistant features. So this will look at your window, door coverings, it'll look at your roof and how it's attached. And this wind mitigation report is important because it is also used for insurance and can get you a big credit back at a much lower rate. So there you go, guys. That is what a home inspection is. It is basically an inspection for you as the buyer to know exactly what's wrong with the home, have a full list of things, have them all categorized, and then have the opportunity to then ask the seller to fix those things, maybe give you a credit for some of them that you don't really care about, and for the ones that you don't feel like is reasonable or you need to ask them to fix them or give you a credit, gives you a little bit of a honey to-do list of things that you should keep an eye on. Now, if you have any questions specifically about any of that, go ahead and drop a comment below and I'll be sure to answer it. As always, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and smash that like button. It lets me know to make more videos just like this for you. And if you like real estate, whether you're a first-time home buyer or an experienced home buyer, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. I make more videos just like this on buying, selling, and investing. All super easy to understand and nice and straightforward. But that's it for me today, y'all. So until next time, this is Conor Green. Have a blessed day.